Hello trainers, welcome to this new video where I'm going to showcase some of my battles in a very stacked cup which had 21 participants. I believe one of the biggest cups that has been hosted so far besides the one at the regionals. And I want to give a big thanks to speedytoys.nl for hosting this, just like one of the previous one. This is my second tournament that I did there, and I use a specific. It would not be an inadequate video if I wasn't using a weird Pokemon, right? Well, not a weird Pokemon, but an unusual pick. It is Kommo-O. Take a look at what the matchups of this Pokemon is. These are some of the targets that Kommo-O has in the Open Great League meta that we have right now, and it's not really much different from other dragons besides its fighting coverage. Notice that I didn't put Lickitung in here simply because if there are shields in play, Lickitung just has too much play there. In fact, with two shields up, Lickitung just straight up wins against Kommo-O. Kommo-O is a little bit fragile. It's a little bit more bulky than a Dragonair, however. And another thing that it really has going for it is that the Registeel and the Bastiodon matchup. Those are matchups that are significantly better, and you also resist everything from the Charger Box. So Kommo-O has some play in the Open Great League meta. It's not all great though, because Kommo-O also has some pretty common losses. Pokemon that are Fairy typing and Flying typing are usually not great. There are also the Ice types like Abomasnow. Abomasnow is a little bit okay, but Alolan Senses is just straight up terrible. And then there's Cresselia as well. Most fighting Pokemon do okay against like Mandibuzz, Gligar, and Skarmory, but Kommo-O does not, because you don't have that strong fast attack counter. You do have Dragon Tail, but it doesn't help as much as counter does usually. And then it's also double resist on Pokemon like Azumarill and Wigglytuff, so those are straight up hard losses. Kommo-O has some risks with it. Now let's take a look at these battles. My first round is against Zhimax, the Malmo 2020 regional champion. I play him a lot in my local tournaments, like they come drive from Germany, that takes like 2.5 hours to get here. And there's no seating here, so unfortunately I get a really tough opponent in the first round. It also works the other way. Zhimax gets me. I don't think he's happy with that either in round 1. And he's running some Pokemon that he really likes to use, or that he's used before, like Dragonair, Registeel, Gligar. I believe those are some of his Pokemon he likes to use the most. And luckily, I have 2 Corebreakers for that. Frostlass is quite good against Dragonair and Gligar. Dragonair is so-so, but that's play there. I don't hate against Registeel either. And Kommo-O also does very fine against Registeel and Dragonair. And those are Pokemon I'm really going to bank on here. So yeah, let's take a look at this battle that I'm going to show you here against Zhimax. I will show only one battle of this round. Kommo-O against Dragonair. This is very fine. If I don't throw an attack, I should win the Zero Shield. Well, not the Zero Shield, because probably he will throw a Charge Attack. You see the Dragon Tails do it a lot. And I would lose Charge Attack Purity, actually. I don't think many players know that. Either way, he catches on the Wish Cash. I mean, I don't know if Zhimax knew it or not, but he does swap out. Probably trying to bait something out. But this is like my only hard counter to the Wish Cash, and luckily I did bring the Pelipper. I do get the attack drop, and this is actually going to be super annoying, because now I throw a Charge Attack Priority, I get the max amount of damage in before going for the Hurricane, and because of this debuff, it will do less than 50%, and it barely won't knock out the Wish Cash. This is super annoying, because if I had a little bit more health, I would be able to knock out the Dragonair easier. Let's see, I get another attack drop. Now my Weather Ball probably won't even knock out the Dragonair. I think Dragonair is not at a Charge Attack yet, because Zhimax is swapped like right before he got to the Body Slam. And he does bring it in, so that's great. Not really sure what is in the back. I'm expecting something like the Gligar, since he may have tried to draw out my Pelipper. Gonna try to snipe with the Kommo, but Zhimax is extremely quick. Probably expected it. And I'm gonna go for the close combat here. I don't know if this is a mistake or if Kommo just has so little health. My Kommo is not the best rank, and I actually might be taking just a little bit more damage from these locks. I don't think so, actually. I just don't think I have a lot of health. Look at that. If I went for Dragon Claw bait, then I could have reached the close combat. It probably was a little bit obvious he would shield that, because my close combat also was a little bit obvious there and would have done a lot of damage. Luckily, I have a pretty bulky Pokemon on the back here. I don't get the debuff this time. Great. And I'm gonna go for a Surf. This is kind of a misplay, I feel like, at the time I threw it at least, because I wanted to keep my energy for the Dragonair for when it comes in. Because if I'm low on energy, the Dragonair could get to 2 Charge Attacks here. I will shield up everything from this Registeel. It does the most damage that it can be thrown at me at this point. I do get an attack drop. I don't think it matters at this point. In fact, Dragonair is so low, and like, look at how quick the swap was, because he didn't even take 1 Dragon Tail on this Dragonair. And the sparks just add up enough that I can actually spark down this Dragonair, and then I have a Thunderbolt for that Registeel. So pretty clean game. Lantern really just there for the bulk and for the neutral matchups, even though it doesn't have a lot of great matchups. In fact, doesn't really have a hard target on Zhimax's team. I don't hate it against Gligar, Lickitung, Registeel, Annihilate, and just shows that like it's sheer bulk and coverage is just good enough to clean up this game for me. My next matchup is against Poana, and she's one of the admins of the biggest Pokemon Go server for the Netherlands. I have seen her name a lot around. I never really seen her or battled against her, I believe. She used to play PvP more before COVID, when in person. Sylph Torn were a thing, and I guess now I met her for the first time. She's running an all-shiny team. There's also a Shadow Nidoqueen, by the way, but at this point I was too lazy to work the graph, or add the graph to it. I took advice from Arceus Aurelius here. If you don't know the player as well, just shove the Registeel down them. So that's what I did. Because a lot of players, with all the respect to Pokémon, they tend to use, they tend to bring an ABA line to Registeel. And because they're staying in without Auroras here, I believe they are here as well. So Aurora's going for the Weather Ball. She did build up to the Meteor Beam there, which would have done a little bit more damage, but I don't think that's threatening for Registeel. Anyway, gonna go for the bait here. I do bait always. And in comes Whiscash. I didn't really bring the Pelipper this time. I didn't like Pelipper. I did expect the Auroras, and obviously it's also always the threat of Lantern. So my main answer here is the Kommo-O. She runs Blizzard, by the way. She runs Blizzard. I did notice that on her team sheet. So I was like, wait, is this like a last season Whiscash or something? So gotta shield that up, making sure I don't get knocked out or surprised by that. And Dragon Claw won't knock it out yet, but it won't get to another charge stack here. Maybe a little bit of a better IV may have gone there, because I didn't think Dragon Tail would have knocked out there. Close combat will definitely take out this Aurora if it's not shielded. It is shielded, and she throws Weather Ball immediately to get rid of my Kommo-O. I think if she tried to farm down, I would have gone to another close combat, so this is what it is. But now shields are down. Registeel is still here. I can go for a Focus Blast. She goes for a Weather Ball first, though. Or Meteor Beam. I haven't been counting on this footage. But yeah, she doesn't swap, then it gets knocked out. Focus Blast is double super effective. That will knock it out. And now I'm really curious to what's in the back. It has to be one Mandibuzz or Nocta, right? And it is the shiny Mandibuzz. It's a full shiny team. Pretty cool. It was also a shiny Shadow Nidoqueen. And I only noticed like later on in the second battle, I believe, that was like a full shiny team. So yeah, Dark Pulse coming in. I think I don't even have to show my third Pokemon here. I'm going to only show one matchup from these battles as well. We did 3 battles. I'm pretty sure I got like pretty good leads and alignment all over the place, so went pretty straightforward to me. Another Dark Pulse comes through. She doesn't bait. I think Aries almost may have knocked out there, and then Focus Blast will take this game for me. So now I won 2 rounds. I have 5 Swiss rounds to play, and so that means 3 more. I think I need to win 2 more to secure top cut. My third round is against Stone Collection, also one of the German players. He drove here with Zephymastics, and he's running some Pokemon he also really likes. Shadow Sableye, Shadow Dragon are Pokemon he uses a lot. I have seen Skarmy before on his teams. I don't think it's one of his preferable picks. Skarmy is a little bit mediocre often in his matchups. It really relies on its typing, but it's really good against me. It beats Wigglytuff, Frostlass. It's fine against Kommo-O. It's a pretty close matchup in the one-shields, actually, and it's okay against Pelipper. So I kind of did expect it, especially considering how good my Wigglytuff is against the Shadow Sableye and Shadow Dragon. They're 2 of his favorite Pokemon, and also pretty decent against the Lickitung. Stone Collection told me beforehand, you are among along with Toe Tactical, one of the players I don't really like to play. I have a match for you, Stone Collection. I don't like to play you either, because Stone Collection is, and I can really tell by his gameplay, one of the most mechanical and talented players there is. Like, you should be afraid if you face Stone Collection, because this guy can really upset, like flip the most difficult matches. He always has an idea. I do think, like, after the first 2 battles, I kind of had an idea of what he liked to run. And I was going, at this point we're 1-1. I'm going to show you the third battle. And I kind of had an idea that he wouldn't bring Skarmy anyway. So I'm going to go with the Kommo-O. This is the 3rd time he leads to Dragonair. I did bring Wigglytuff this time. He says something like, oh no. And I hope he swaps out, but he doesn't. I'm going to go for the Dragonclaw right away. He doesn't throw, which is great for me. I actually expect him to catch on the Azumarill. Might be double water again. And yeah, he's just going to farm me down. Because I didn't, because I threw there, I don't knock him out. I'm going to tank this on the Wigglytuff. I reckon if it is Skarmy, Pelipper Shield Advantage is the way. It is going to be Pelipper Shield Advantage anyway. Because this was his only answer, really. In comes Whiscash. I still have a Scald here, so I'm going to do some Charms for him, wait for him to throw. Then I'll go into the Pelipper. So yeah, at this point, like, Pelipper previously was really good against him. Now it's going to come back here, and it is Azumarill on the back. So this is very fine for me. I'm a shield up. I know he is going to shield this. I just know it. But I can't take the risk. I will go for the Hurricane here, and he will shield this. I think I went a little bit of 100 NG as well. Trying to time perfectly, it is what it is, and he does shield it. Yeah, this does the most damage. It makes perfect sense for him to shield that. Yeah, Pelipper is just really good in this matchup now. This is what he's been doing the whole time. Like ABA to Registeel, or in other matchups, ABA to Azumarill as well with the Dragon Elite. He just stays in, uses shields there, and then swaps out later to keep the Dragonair for something else. Because like Registeel or Azumarill just don't get it really low with fast attacks. Gonna go for another Hurricane here, but Azumarill is very bulky. I think I might need another one here at this point. And look at this. He was at the Ice Beam here, and he swaps. I think he predicted my swap. Maybe I should have swapped, but I didn't want to. I was like, he's gonna do it. I didn't even notice until later he threw Mobile there. I think he just tries to get me into Ice Beam range or something. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna go for the Icy Wind here. I'm gonna charge a little bit too much. I should just fully charge this, to be honest. The reason why I do that is because debuffing him means that Skull won't knock me out. It wouldn't have knocked me out anyway. And then I have more momentum to build to a Weather Ball and Hurricane. You can stack those if you're on 100 energy. Now I'm at 100. I have a Hurricane load as well, and I win this battle. If he threw the Ice Beam there, a Mud Bomb may have knocked me out, actually. Because I think that's why he threw the Mud Bomb, to get me into Ice Beam range. But because I predicted he would predict I would swap, I stayed in. And I just let it go like that. Like, I had a little bit more momentum because of that play. So, yeah, Developer just being the goodest boy there. And wins me this battle. Now I won 3 rounds in a row against 2 Germans already. My next matchup is against Statstan. What would a Dutch local cup be if I wasn't playing Statstan? It happening like every single time. He has the Abomasnow, which is kind of a Corebreaker to my Pelipper, Lantern, and Kommo-O. Pelipper is so, but with shields up, it's just gonna keep debuffing, and I need to bait to win the matchup, so I don't consider it a good matchup. I do have the Frosters and the Red Shield to counter the Abomasnow, but they both lose to Talonflame. On top of that, Wiggly, nice against Lickitung, Annihilate, Charger Bug, but yes, Talonflame. Kommo-O actually surprisingly good when shields are up against Talonflame. I will definitely be relying on that Kommo-O here. Kommo-O Pelipper seems like a decent core here that I can rely on. So let's take a look at the second game that we play here. The first game I won, I basically RPS'd him. And here we get a good lead again. Wiggly into Lickitung. Let's see what he does. If he has a weak matchup in the back, he probably stays in here. This is very fine for Wiggly. I will get to my Ice Wind before he gets to the second Body Slam. So optimal. That will debuff him, and then his next 2 Body Slam will knock out. You can see it still does a chunk. Wiggly has a lot of HP, and you can tell by the lick damage because it does nothing. But the body slams do add up. So I'm going to go for the Ice Wind here. Now I can live 2 body slam. I can basically farm this down now. But I don't think I want that. I want to bait out the Abomasnow of this one. And the way Abomasnow becomes less of a problem is if I have an energy advantage on the Kommo-O. So I just swap it in there. Instead, he decides to throw on the body slam, which is debuffed. But you can see Kommo-O is not the bulkiest, so I will let it go. I still expect the Abomasnow. Let's see what comes in. Talonflame comes in. It's actually surprised me a lot, but man, Incineroar actually does a lot at this point. He can even farm me down. Doesn't matter though. If I can get a shield here, I don't get a shield. Hopefully the next one gives a shield. Pretty sure it's Charger Bug at this point. Kommo-O hard walls Charger Bug, so that's basically what has to. That's basically his main role as well. But now that he uses shield, it's for nothing because I have Lantern. It's gonna tank all these moves. Lantern is Talonflame's worst enemy. He goes for the Blind Fly here, which will do a chunk, but not enough. Lantern is bulky, everything's resisted, and in comes that Charger Bug. And now I'm going to do a pretty devious play here, because I throw the Surf, not really an attack you want to shield, doesn't do that much damage. But if he doesn't shield this, I just charm down. So he doesn't shield, I come with Wigglytuff, now I just double shield, charm it down, and he cannot take out my Lantern with Talonflame. Talonflame is already quite low, so yeah, we're just being chilling. Baits me, I don't care, bro, I don't care. I'm gonna go for the Ice Wind. At this point, he tells me he knows it's over. I know it's over. Gonna charm it down. He doesn't even get to. Oh, he does get to another attack. Fix and X's anyway. So gonna let it go. It's resisted. I live it. He gets the incinerate down. We get 1 charm damage here, but this thing's so low. He needs like 3 fly at this point, which he doesn't have. So yeah, good game. Stats stand. We're 4-0. That means I basically secured top cut. Now this battle is for the high seed and for my opponent to secure their top cut. Valent is 3-1 at this point, and if you're 4-1, you're basically secured. So he has a pretty annoying team as well. I always fear the Skarmory, and yeah, it's gonna be a little bit rough. Like, I feel like my Kommo-O is quite decent, especially against like that Sableye Lickitung combination and the Whiscash. But Skarmory and Mantine basically ruined that for me. So he does have 3 Pokemon weak to Registeel. Maybe I want to bank on that. Let's take a look at what I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play a pretty simple line actually, pretty RPS. I can love RPS sometimes. Gonna go with the Kommo-O lead. This wins like every single lead, besides Mantine and Skarmory. I can get close. I lead into the shiny Whiscash. This is a very okay matchup. I want to build up to like a Dranclaw in a close combat. Or, you know, if I take 1 Mud Bomb, I can just go straight close combat here. Honestly, it's also fine. Yeah, I choke a little bit in when I want to throw here. He's actually going to go for another Mud Bomb. I have no problem shielding this, though. Like, my energy is valuable on anything. So, just very fine with me. But this play he's going to make, it wrecks me. He waits a turn. He catches on the Shadow Sableye. And this ruins my whole plan. I want to stay in this. Look, that doesn't even do enough damage. I will stay in this. I hope he lets us go, because what I want, I think it's Lickitung or Skarmory in the back. But I have to use one of these Pokemon now for whatever's in the back now. I'm going to bring in the Registeel because it soaks up damage easier, and I can build up energy here. But Shadow Sableye hits so hard. Like, 2 Foul Play almost take me into the red with the Shadow Claws here. And Lock-ons don't add up. I know they're double resisted, but they do 1 damage anyway. So yeah, I'm now in the red. Almost lost my full Registeel there. I'm gonna Wing Attack down. Let's see what's in the back. If it's, I mean, unless it's Annihilate, it's over. Because this is not even a great matchup for Lickitung, right? Or sorry, for Pelipper. I might be able to take this in the 1 shields, but then I get so low that, like, even Even the Wishes will knock me out. He actually goes for the Body Slam here. I respect it and shield it. Not realizing now he can go for Power Whip. Like, the problem is, like, the Body Slam does so much that at this point, I would already almost be knocked out. He can just let everything go and keep the shield for the Wish Catch. So there's, like, no win condition for me here anymore. If he didn't catch that catch really was his win condition. Because I had all the alignment that I needed. And because of that switch, I basically had to swap out. And, like, misalign my whole team there. So, well played by Valent. I recognize over for me. I cannot say more, right? He outplayed me. So I lose round 5. Still doesn't matter. I'm in top cut. In my first matchup of the top cut, I play against my fellow co-caster, Leonard, aka Koning Lionheart. He usually likes to use his rank 1 Poliwrath, but this time he brought the Vigorot. I use Vigorot as well later on. I just find it really risky against, like, Annihilate. But I guess that's why he has, like, Gligar Charge Bug. Azumarill. I'm going to show you both of these battles. He might not like it. I do really like these battles. So let's take a look here. I lead my Pelipper into the Charge Bug. Horrible. Worst lead ever. So look at his team. He has no hard answer for Wigglytuff. Obviously, Azumarill, Whiscash, Vigorot do quite fine. But, you know, Wiggly with Energy Advantage is very, very nice here. He actually doesn't throw Skull before my Icy Wind. And this is great for me. He shields that as well. Actually, Charge Attack parry. I could have snuck another charm there, but I didn't want to take the risk. And now 2 Scald might barely knock out. Yeah, I don't get a debuff as well. Great. He still has to go for another Scald here. Mud Bomb will not take me out. And you know what this means? I can get a massive farm down on the Pelipper. I have a shield advantage from Frostlass. He doesn't really have a lot of Frostlass answers. Leaky Tongue would be the worst case scenario. Azumarill would not be great, but they're playable at least. Scald comes through. Pelipper can take this. And I even get more energy because of the Scald debuff. So keep doing what you want to do there, Whiscash. I can take this as well. Obviously, a Discharge does more than anything else. And I want to keep the shield advantage for my Frostlass in the back. Let's see. I expect the Whiscash to come, or sorry, the Charge Bug to come back in. In comes Charge Bug. And he actually goes for a Charge Attack first. I will respect this. Because if it's like Lickitung or Azumarill, I will have too little health if it was a Discharge that I let through it. This is the Axis bait, kind of unfortunate. And in comes Vigorot. This is very fine for me. Problem is, though, because I already took some damage, and we're on even shields now, his Rock Slide will knock me out, but my Avalanche does not, so that kind of sucks. Doesn't throw again before my Avalanche, and this is kind of a misplay on his part, because this decides the shield play. I can now keep my shield for the Pelipper, right? I can gather more energy and keep the shield for Pelipper. So I'm going to let this go, this Rock Slide, or if it's a Body Slam, would be even better. But it is a Rock Slide, will knock me out. And look at this. Now, we saw this before, that I can stack a Weather Ball and a Hurricane. Charger Box almost at, like, full health, but it doesn't matter. Pelipper at this point has 100 energy. I will go for 1 Wing Attack, then a Hurricane. I know he needs 1 more Volt Switch for an X-Scissor. Doesn't matter though. Hurricane does so much damage. And then I have a Weather Ball, and this wins the game for me. Pelipper is a good boy. I'm kind of afraid to bring Kommo-O into this matchup, unfortunately, simply because of that Gligar and the Azumarill. Now, battle number 2, I lead Pelipper into Charge Bug. Unfortunate. I did bring the Kommo-O this time, but it's in the back. Gonna go into the Frostlass. He brings in the Lickitung. Things are just not really going my way, but I do win the 0 shields here. So, I'm gonna go for 2 Avalanche here. And that will give me the shield advantage. So, at that point, maybe I can do something with Kommo-O shield advantage in the back if it's not Azumarill. Like, Kommo-O with a shield advantage beats about anything. He goes for the Power Whip, that's okay. Gonna go for the Avalanche now. And this should give me Switch or the shield advantage that I'm looking for. He does shield it up. A little bit unfortunate. It is what it is. Would love to have my Kommo-O on the Charge Bug at one point. Which we will see later on. Like, don't worry about that. We will see how Kommo-O against Charge Bug is. Body Slam goes through. This does a respectable amount of damage. I will throw before the next one, because otherwise I die to 1 Volt Switch, and I don't want that. I want to be able to do another Wing Attack or build up more energy elsewhere. Let's see. In comes Charge Bug again, in comes Kommo-O, and he does throw a Charge Attack again. This is resisted though. Everything that Charge Bug has in his move pool is resisted. I am a fighting type, so Bug is resisted. In comes Whiscash again. This is fine. I'm a shield up, and I can basically go straight close combat at this point. The Charge Bug is dry, which means you need 2 Volt Switch to get to a what's called the X-Scissor, and I have a Weather Ball stored on the Pelipper still, so I'm gonna go for the close combat here. We'll do a lot of damage. Can he get to another Mud Bomb? Yes, he can. I don't care. I'm gonna shield this up. I already have another close combat loaded, which I will not throw into the Charge Bug, of course. But because I'm 2 off and he's 2 off, I will slightly outpace to those Dragon Claws here. And Kommo proving to be very good here. I mean, honestly, Dragon I could have done the same, but you know, let's just say it's Kommo flexing. I'm gonna go for Dragon Claw here. Pelipper wins Charge Attack priority against Charge Bug, so I'm gonna swap in the Pelipper right away. throw that weather ball, and this will secure me the game. Against Koning Leonard, a 2-0 win, and in the cup, I've defeated all the Germans. So, a small personal victory. We did play a third game, which I will not be showing. That one he did win. I just, want to let you know that he won one battle. Didn't really matter more at this point because I was 2-0. But, he likes to play. He comes here to practice, and I do appreciate that thought. In the semifinals, I play against Triptando again. What is an inadequate local video if Triptando wasn't in there? And he told me he really hates being featured into my videos because usually they're losses. Really cool. Anyway, I'm going to show both these battles here. Wigglytuff is massively unchecked. It's like the same team as Connie Leonard had, except that Triptando has the Annihilate instead of the Vigoroth. And he's staying into this matchup. This is a pretty bad matchup for the Wishcash. I'm going to throw a Weather Ball immediately because now I'm not debuffed yet. And it still does a little bit more damage then, so that's great. Now, if I build up to Hurricane, it will actually knock out. He goes for a Scald here, still staying in, kind of surprised. Already thinking through, oh, no debuff as well, that's really cool. I'm thinking here, it's gonna be either Annihilate or Gligar in the back. If it is that Annihilate, basically need my Wiggly on it, and I'm probably set for the rest of the game. If it is the Gligar, it's a little bit scary. Because Wiggly is okay there. Doesn't win. I know this is my bomb, so no shielding here. This won't knock me out. Look how close this still gets, though. I kind of hate that. I do come out with a lot of energy, however. In comes Charge Bug, gonna bring in my Wigglytuff. And my strategy is very simple. I tap, 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 and just charm it all the way down. Like, I don't care. Because if he lets this go entirely, I can just, like, double Ice Wind whatever's in the back. If this is the Gligar, I'm fine. If it is the Annihilate, I'm fine. So this cannot go wrong at this point, like, because if it's Wigglytuff or Azumarill, I have the Registeel in the back. So at this point, it's basically already game over. He still stays in, tries to get in a charge stack. He doesn't get there though, and whatever's in the back is gonna take 2 Ice Wind here. It is the Gligar, which is great. He is playing ABA against the Pelipper lead, and I caught him this time. Ice Wind will do a lot of damage, so I will go for another one, which is cool. And then I come back in with the Pelipper. I have a lot of energy there. I actually thought I had 1 Weather Ball stored, but I almost have 2. I should probably have gone for Hurricane here. Would have done a little bit more damage, maybe even knocked out. But it's fine. I get to another one here, and that's game over. That is the 1-0 victory for me against Triptando. He tried the ABA against me again. Didn't work. Game 2, I'm like, there's no way he's going to do like an ABA again, right? So, gonna go with the Pelipper, and I have like a similar strategy here. The thing is, if I don't like the lead, I just throw away my Wigglytuff at some point. However, I'm farming a little bit more energy here. Just in case it's like Gligar in the back, so because I need charge stack damage there rather than wing attack damage. So I'm gonna build up, then go Wiggly. I can throw my Wiggly at any point in the game, honestly. In comes Charge Bug, which I don't even remotely like. I want my Komo-o on this, right? That'd be much better for me. I think I'm just gonna shield. And you know what I did earlier? I'm gonna do that again. I get a full charm through, which is great. Because now I don't have to expect another charge stack and just charm down. I think I barely get into the red, yeah. Now, I really am curious to what's in the back. He already brought out his strongest Pelipper answer now. What could possibly be in the back? Because everything else he has is not great against Pelipper. Like Azumarill, Gligar, Annihilate, and Wishcash are all not great there. He comes with the Lickitung, which is interesting. Gonna go for 2 Disarming Voice. I know he would no-shield them, so there's probably no point in Ice Winding here. And he might throw a charge stack as well. Yeah, because he cannot lick me down. Yeah, he does. Now, it's something with 2 shields in the back against my Pokemon with 1 shield. But I do have some energy on the Pelipper. In comes Gligar. Gonna go for the Weather Ball. I have a lot of energy here, so I'm very fine. However, if he manages his energy perfectly, this actually could still become a big problem here. I actually go a little bit over, trying to get the charge stack priority with him. But he doesn't throw, which is annoying. Because if he gets an Air Ace off on my Kommo-o, it will be iffy. But he makes a misplay here. He gets charge stack priority on my Pelipper here, and that means I can let it go. I can basically keep the shield for my Kommo-o, farm it down, and that will clean up the game for me. If he got to an area ace on the Kommo-o, I may have losses actually, because it will do a lot of damage. Like, compare it to something like the Annihilate. I believe Kommo-o is about as bulky as Annihilate, and an area ace does about 60 to 70% on that, so would be very close then. In comes Lickitung, I'm gonna go for Dragon Claw. He says, why don't you close come up here? I was like, well, it's gonna be on the video, and I don't wanna... Well, that's not what I said. It was gonna be on a video. I don't want to look like a jerk yet. Not yet. The grand finals is against none other than Statstan. I was actually surprised he made it to the top cut, because he went 3-2, and I believe his opponents didn't really have a great win rate. Like, it's based on the opponent's win rate. So, really based on that, but he did make it through. I believe it's his semi-last top seed. So, yeah, grand finals. And this time, I do expect a bonus stuff for him. Let's see how this goes. It's a best of 3. I believe last time we did best of 5s, but it should be best of 3s. And we have Wigglytuff into Wishcash. This is quite fine. but I'm kind of always expecting a charge bug from him. So a little bit afraid still what could be in the back here. And my team is also a little bit weak to Abomasnow. Not super weak, but it's just not great there. Gonna go for... Oh, he goes for the Mud Bomb actually, and this actually allows me to win the Zero Shields. So, great for me. I do expect he has something like a Wigglytuff, or sorry, the Lickitung or the Annihilate, which is not great against my Wigglytuff, so he's probably fine with letting that go as well. And man, at this point, didn't hit me yet. If he has 2 shields up, his Abomasnow is only stronger. He probably also knows there's no way I have Wigglytuff in the lead with Registeel in the back that will be super weak against the Talonflame. So, at this point, didn't hit me yet. It might actually be almost Abomasnow. I'm hoping it would be the Charge Bug, just because he's very weak to the Pelipper lead with a Whiscash lead. So gonna bring in the Pelipper here instead, expecting Charge Bug in the back, and gonna go for the Weather Balls immediately to chip it as much as possible. So he is unlikely to shield any of these, and then my Kommo-O might be able to sweep here. So I'm gonna let it go. Body Slam will knock me out. That's okay. Charge Bug in the back. I win easy clap. No, it's a Abomasnow. So yeah, a little bit rough there. I didn't exactly expect it, but then I thought about it. Yeah, if I have Wiggly leads, he doesn't expect my Registeel in the back, so obviously he keeps the shield for a Abomasnow there. And me bringing in the Pelipper really gave him an opening there, so... Kind of rough, kind of rough. I mean, if I bring Kommo into a Lickitung with energy as well and shields, it doesn't work out either. So, I'm 1 score down. I need to do better. Game number 2. Starts rather rough for me. I lead my Kommo into the Abomasnow. The one thing I didn't want to have it in. I don't expect Lickitung in the back, so I think I can save switch Frosted, but I'm afraid of Talonflame. He does have Lickitung. He went hard ABA to Registeel. If I lead Registeel here, he'd be a dead man. Unfortunately, I have Registeel in the back, and I'm pretty sure it is going to be that Whiscash in the back. I do win the 0 shields here, so that's great. I actually have a plan here. If I can get shields down and farm down this Lickitung with the Kommo-O, I can close combat the Abomasnow, so it might be okay then. He does go for the power, which is great, because with that energy advantage, I might just be able to get to 3 avalanches before he gets to the second power up. I don't think I do, but he lets it go. Interesting. So I'm a shield down. I do have switch advantage though, so my Kommo-O now will be on whatever comes in now, which is this Whiscash. That's great. I've Registeel on Abomasnow. It's a hard wall. This cannot really go wrong, right? So yeah. Avalanche, unfortunately, shields. I was really hoping he would put all the shields on the Abomasnow, but he doesn't. I guess that's then pretty smart. And I guess he realized if he gets shields down, Kommo-O would close combat my Abomasnow, so I can't do that. Going in with the Kommo-O, he goes into the Abomasnow back, and in comes my Registeel. What you gonna do? He's gonna go straight Icy Wind. Okay, you can debuff me, but still will do little damage. Gonna go for the Focus Blast here and watch this masterclass of a undercharge. Beautiful. I will come out perfectly with another Focus Blast here. So yeah, another Ice Wind comes through. It is what it is. He just tries to make sure that the Whiscash gets less damage from my Registeel later. And look at this. He gets the damage registration area. He gets to this Ice Wind that will put me into Mud Bomb Ridge, which kind of pisses me off. And how do I know? Because his Whiscash comes in right away. If it was not damage registration area, I would have done one more lock on there. So, kind of annoying. Focus doesn't do a lot of damage. He knows that, so he no-shields that. And now coming in with my Kommo-O, and this is decisive. He's going for a Scald here, which I no-shield. But if this debuffs, I believe he might get 2 more Mud Bomb here. And because it doesn't debuff, look at that. Again, damage registration error because the damage of my Dragon Claw or my Dragon Tail didn't register again. I'm so upset at that point. Like, that one didn't matter, but just the fact that it keeps happening is annoying. Anyway, 1-1. Now, the last battle. How am I going to play this? I'm going to take a little bit of a risk because he's been very fond of the Whiscash so far, but I lead into the Charge Bug. This is not the worst. I really like these 3 together. Pelipper plus Registeel make an excellent core covering each other, like, almost perfectly. This is a little bit of Corebreaker, but Charge Bug, like, is not the worst as long as I can get the debuff. And then Kommo-O is like the Pokemon in the middle that, you know, I can just basically throw in at any time, whenever I want in this matchup. Like, even a Abomasnow, if I'm a little bit ahead in energy, is fine. I get the debuff here, very fortunate. This is great, because now Discharge tickles. So it's wonderful. And my Pelipper avoids this. My Pelipper probably has a lot of play in the back now. I'm going to go for another Zap Cannon here. And this will barely knock out the Charge Bug. Maybe not, but I think the lock-ons after will. He shields, actually. Can't let him take me out. I don't want my Pelipper on this. I'm very fine here. And then I get a nice farm down on the charge, on the Kommo-O. So that's great. Everything's resisted. He's debuffed. Here we go. He swaps into Whiscash right away. I build up a little bit more energy before swapping into Pelipper. I know it's going to be Abomasnow. Like, it doesn't matter at this point. I'll win. I will win. I already know at this point. If it's Lickitung, I win. If it's Annihilate, I win. If it's Talonflame, I win. There's nothing he can do anymore. I go for the Hurricane. Because I didn't get debuffed, we saw this against Zephyr in the first round. It will knock out. And it's wonderful. Means he can't farm me down on the Charge Bug. And he has to throw an attack here. He's still locked in as well. So he goes for the discharge here. If he goes for the access, it wouldn't knock me out. And now I get a farm down still. If it is a bomb snow, I will shield this, because otherwise they may power snow me down. It does a lot of damage, so I don't want that. It is a bomb snow. And I have almost too close combat here. Stat stands smart. He knows I have to no shoot this, hoping it's a Dragon. It's close combat. Goodbye, a bomb snow. And Kommo-O wins the cup for me. Hell yeah. A classic ending. So that's how I swept a cup with Kommo-O. I also played a challenge afterwards. It was a team where I wanted to try my brand new Mandibus. Unfortunately, this didn't go super well. I did make to top cut, and I had some really insane battles. But that was basically because the team was very unbalanced. I had a Galvantula to basically cover Mandibus a little bit harder from Azumarill. In hindsight, I should just go with like a Registeel for some more balance. I'm not featuring those battles simply because I'm very unsatisfied with the team, even though that's some good battles. Hope you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.